All right, thank you, Brian, and welcome everyone to this October 28, 2024 meeting of the Homewood City Council. We're going to start tonight with a proclamation. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. If I may have the Friends of the Library join me up front. This is a proclamation for the National Friends of Libraries Week for October 20th through October 26th, 2024. Just nobody else wanted to come?
They're all staff.
They're okay. Well, all right. Well, then I will. Perfect. So, whereas the Friends of Homewood Public Library raise money that enables our library to move from good to great, providing the resources for additional programming, much needed equipment, support for children's summer reading, and special events throughout the year. And whereas the work of the Friends highlights on an ongoing basis the fact that our library is the cornerstone of the community, providing opportunities for all to engage in the joy of life, learning and connect with the thoughts and ideas of others from ages past to present. And whereas the Friends support allowed every child who registered for summer reading at the library to select their very own book from the Friends bookstore. This initiative allowed hundreds of children to feel the uniquely wonderful feeling of owning their very own treasured book. And whereas the Friends understand the critical importance of well-funded libraries and to advocate and ensure that our library gets the resources it needs to provide a wide variety of services to all ages, including access to print and electronic materials, along with expert assistance in research, readers advisory, and children's services. And whereas the Friends support community-wide literacy efforts with their Little Free Library on Ridge Road, and whereas the Friends Library bookstore is an example of their dedication to our library. The Friends bookstore is one of the best shops in Homewood, with all of the revenue being used to support library projects. And whereas the Friends' gift of their time and commitment to the library sets an example for all in how volunteerism leads to positive civic engagement and the betterment of our community. Now, therefore, I, Patrick McClusky, Mayor of the City of Homewood, Alabama, do hereby proclaim October 20th through October 26th, 2024, as Friends of Libraries Week in Homewood, Alabama, and urge everyone to join the Friends of Library, visit their Little Free Library on Ridge Road, shop in their amazing bookstore, and thank them all for what they do to make our library and our community so much better. So congratulations. Yes, ma'am. Would you like to say a word? Would you like to say a few words? Yeah, come on.
I would just like to say that we're so successful, with the great support we get from Judith Wright and Laura Tucker and the other members of the library staff.
Can we take a picture real quick?
Yeah.
Let's hold this up
Okay.
so we can everybody can see what wonderful proclamation you got. There you go. There you go.
1, 2, 3. Then we'll get out of the way.
Thank you so much.
All right. So with that, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We're going to start tonight with an invocation from Councilor Harden, and that'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will please stand.
Bow your heads, please. Dear Lord, we are grateful for the gifts that you have given us, including our wonderful public library. We're thankful for our city and the employees who help make it such a great place. We're so blessed to live in such a wonderful city. We ask that you continue to bless us and help us to make the right decisions tonight to do your will. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Everyone face the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Harden. Mr. Sechrist, if you'll please call roll.
Yes, sir. Councilor Gwaltney.
Here.
Gear.
Here.
Allemond. Here. Wolverton. Here. Sims. Here. Jones. Here. Smith.
Here.
Nelms.
Here.
Andrus.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
President Wyatt.
Here. All right, so we got a full house tonight. Next item on the agenda is the reading of the minutes from our council meeting of October 14, 2024. Those have previously been distributed. Entertaining a motion and a second to dispense with the reading of those minutes and for approval of the same. Motion from Mr. Wolverton,
Second.
second from Mr. Gwaltney. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved 11-0, which brings us to board vacancies. First, we have a Ward 3 BZA position that closed today, and we had one applicant, Michael Perkle? I'm saying that right? Perkle. No need to do interviews if someone wants to go ahead and make a motion.
Make a motion to reappoint Michael Perkle to the Ward 3 BZA role.
All right, motion from Mr. Sims, second from Mr. Jones. Yeah,
I have a quick question. If I'm not mistaken, did he also put his name in for
he did.
an open, does that,
He can put his name in for both, but he can only hold one.
okay, so if it comes to
Depending-
it, he'd have to, I got you.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Sure. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved 11-0. All right, then we also need to open up a Ward 3 Park Board position. And so do we want to open that till the 18th?
We can, yes. I would just like to point out that this is Jennifer Chada's spot on the board, and she has another available term on the park board and is planning to reapply. And I believe when I spoke to Mr. Squires, it's a possibility that she might be the next chair, but just saying. She's putting her name in.
Okay, so we will leave that open until November 18th at 4:30. All right, that brings us to the agenda. One item that I've been asked, it'll likely come back later, but that we need to remove for now from the committee referral agenda. 12-10-24, request to authorize the mayor to sign a contract for ambulance service brought to us by Chief Broadhead. That item will come back later, but it's not ready. I'm told it's not ready for committee tonight. So if I'm going to remove that. Yeah, we'll just approve the amended agenda. So I'll remove that from the agenda, like I said, to come back later. But with that one change, I would entertain a motion and a second for approval of the amended agenda.
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Gwaltney, second from Ms. Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved 11-0, which brings us to the consent agenda. I'd entertain a motion and a second for approval of that agenda. Motion from Mr. Wolverton, second from Ms. Gear. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved 11-0 as well, which brings us to old business. First item, 080924, request to set a bid date for October 29th, 2024 for Fire Station 3 edition, brought to us by Chief Broadhead. So we will carry that item over for the bid opening tomorrow. Next item, 110924, request for consideration for streetlights on Edgeview Avenue, brought to us by Councilor Gwaltney. And we'll start with a report from Finance. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. The Finance Committee met on Monday, October 21st, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval. As you know, this is an annual cost of $208.92 coming out of the 7-cent gas tax. So 5-0 from Finance.
All right, so we have a motion from Finance. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is 11-0 and will be resolution 24-150. Next item, 120924, request for permission to leave a new fence in place in the right-of-way at 21 Crest Drive, brought to us by Robert Sturdivant and Cale Smith. And another, this is a report from Public Works, Mr. Wolverton.
Yes, there was much discussion over this item. Ultimately, ours is just one piece of this puzzle, but the committee voted 5-0 to recommend approval pending the proper indemnification agreement. This motion was made by Councilor Sims and seconded by Councilor Gear.
All right.
Mr. President, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had a little bit more information about the Alabama Power part of this, so I wanted to mention that if y'all would
Yeah,
let me.
absolutely.
Last Thursday, Robert texted me, and Alabama Power actually was out there. He happened to be home for lunch. The gentleman's name from Alabama Power is Luke Brown, I think, yeah, Luke Brown. And they said, his words were that the fence was not an issue for them at all, and they are sending over an Alabama Power. They've already seen our indemnification agreement. They're sending over a similar one from Alabama Power to be signed for the same reasons if they ever decided to do anything with that easement, that they know that the fence would have to come down. And he texted me this morning and said that Luke had emailed him, and he's out of the office until Thursday of this week, so he is planning on sending that agreement to Robert as soon as he gets back in town. So
Okay.
that answers a little bit of the Alabama Power question.
Thank you very much. All right, so we have a motion from Public Works. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved 11-0, and will be Resolution 24-151. Next item, 04-1024, request to install owl nesting boxes and signage on Shades Creek Greenway, brought to us by Councilor Andrus and Chris Sykes of the Alabama Wildlife Center. And we'll start with a report from Special Issues. Ms. Smith.
Yes, we heard a presentation about options for our owls from Chris Sykes from the Alabama Wildlife Center. And the committee voted 5-0 to recommend approving allowing the owl boxes to be put in the city right-of-way. The Alabama Wildlife Center will bear the cost of that because they have some of those already available and they can put them up. And he's going to work with our staff members to figure out the best places for those to go. He had some ideas. I think he's walked the trail and decided there's some places that he would like those to go. And then we're going to work on some different things, maybe some educational pieces. But for now, we're recommending the approval of putting the owl boxes out there, the nesting boxes. And that motion was made by Mr. Alamon and seconded by Ms. Andrus.
All right, so we have a motion from Special Issues. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is also 11-0, and will be Resolution 24-152. All right, that brings us to the amended committee referral agenda. I'd entertain a motion and a second for approval of that agenda. Motion from Mr. Gwaltney and a second from Ms. Nelms. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved 11-0, which brings us to other new business. 14-1024, request to accept the 2024 Stormwater Management Program Plan, brought to us by Wyatt Pugh. This is an item that we have to do every year. So this is just the latest one that we do with the county, I think.
It's the Stormwater Management Association, isn't it?
Actually,
It's a,
Jefferson County Department of Health,
Yeah,
and the Stormwater Management Authority, which is under their umbrella.
under their umbrella. Okay, perfect. Anyone have any questions or comments? If not, I entertain a motion and a second for approval.
so moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Harden, second by Ms. Gear. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved 11-0, and will be Resolution 24-153. Last item, 15-1024, request for consideration of approval of vouchers for the period of October 15, 2024 through October 28, 2024, brought to us by J.J. Bischoff and Mr. Jones.
Yes, Councilor Smith reviewed the vouchers.
I did, and I was here this morning and had some questions, and Kelly is always wonderful. She is very thorough in her responses, which I appreciate. And I would make a motion to approve the vouchers for the period of October 15th through October 28th.
All right, so we have a motion from Ms. Smith, a second from Mr. Gwaltney. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is also approved 11-0, and will be Resolution 24-154, which brings us to the end of the agenda tonight. But before we do announcements, I got one, but I'm going to come down there and do it. I know you didn't want this, but deal with it.
We're gonna
Deal
do,
with it.
we're gonna do that anyway.
As all of you know, tonight is Mayor McClusky's last meeting. And so I thought the least that we should do is do a proclamation. So, whereas Patrick McClusky began his career in city government in 2008, when he was elected to represent Ward 3 as a council member and served as chairperson for the Public Works Committee and liaison for the Parks and Recreation Board. And whereas Patrick McClusky was elected mayor of Homewood in 2020 and is thankful to serve his hometown. He says he served because he cares about his community and the future of the city, as being an elected official requires patience, a willingness to continue to do good, and resilience to adversity. And whereas Mayor Patrick McClusky has seen parks and recreation projects, transportation projects, and garbage and trash projects come to fruition, he also guided a citizen-driven process that changed the city's form of government and created a city manager position. And whereas Mayor Patrick McClusky has admirably guided the city as both a city council member and mayor for more than 16 years, and the city of Homewood owes him a debt of gratitude. And whereas Mayor Patrick McClusky announced on August 26, 2024, that he would be retiring from public office effective November 1st, 2024, and is being honored by friends, council members, and employees who are deeply appreciative of his friendship and his contributions to the city during the years. And whereas Mayor Patrick McClusky plans to spend quality time with his family and continue working with the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. Now therefore, I, Alex Wyatt, President of the City Council of the City of Homewood, Alabama, do hereby express my sincere appreciation and thanks to Mayor Patrick McClusky for his contributions to the city, and highly commend him for the manner in which he carried out his responsibilities as a member of the city staff. Thank you. You're up now.
Well, I certainly won't belabor the point. I really thought, looking at the agenda before I got up here, that Alex was going to finally take down Peter Wright's time, and I think that's going to last forever. I don't think anybody's going to get through a meeting faster than Peter Wright did. But I thought that was. I thought that might have been my final gift for me to be able to see that happen.
No such luck.
Sure. But no, thank you all so much for this honor. But mainly thank you to the citizens of Homewood, my neighbors, who have been my neighbors for many years. I actually lived next door to Liz Ellaby for quite a long time. But it's been an absolute pleasure working here alongside you guys for the last 16 years. And everybody up there, you guys know how I feel about you. You do. It's been an honor, and I appreciate this very much. This means a ton. I know my wife's going to be very happy to have me home on Monday nights. And I'm glad to let you guys have it. But I will tell you, I'm very excited for Alex. I know, for the last year of this term, he's going to do a fantastic job. And of course, we've all seen Walter run these meetings already. So excited about that as well. So, but for each one of you, thank you so very much for this honor. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Mr. Gwaltney, you get this.
I know, it's a tough act to follow, right? I don't have any comments this evening, and I don't have any items on referral for public safety, so I believe we are good to skip setting public safety.
All right.
That's it. Thank you.
Ms. Gear.
Just one more time, thank you so much, Patrick, for your service. We appreciate it.
Mr. Alamont.
Just want to thank the mayor, and that's it. Thank you.
Mr. Wolverton.
I will share in that sentiment. Thank you, Patrick, for everything. I don't I think there was one item that was gonna go to Public Works, but it was gonna be held till next, not this coming, but the following meeting, so I also don't believe I need to set it. And then just a quick announcement, well, a couple things. Witch's Ride was great. Liz Roselle had a fantastic interview. I honestly didn't know that she was a cancer survivor.
This summer.
I've known her for,
She had it this summer.
okay, yeah, I didn't realize that at all. So, but it just shows, you know, how closely we can all be impacted and how quickly, and so obviously it was a great story for anybody that didn't see it. I think you still look it up, but I thought it went off without a hitch. I think it's a great thing. We just coincidentally last weekend went to a soccer game in Trussville. On the way there, the road was closed, and I was like, what's going on? On the way back, we realized there were signs for a Witch's Ride out there. So, and I've heard of other communities that are now doing them as well. So it's pretty cool to see us kind of set something pretty special up, and to see it spread like that. So the Witch's Ride was great last night. My kids had a blast. I think everybody else that I saw looked like they were having a good time. Love Your Trees Day is this coming Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at Central Park. My understanding is they've already kind of sold out of the trees that they were giving away, but I do believe there were a few no-shows and things like that last year. So there's still a chance if you didn't sign up and register in advance. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, Patrick.
All right, Mr. Sims.
Yes, thank you. I just want to start off by extending my appreciation to the mayor as well. Thank you, Patrick, for your years on council as well as this past term on mayor. Appreciate the conversations we had both during my term and also as I was considering running. So thank you for your time and commitment to our city. Appreciate you. Also just want to mention that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm wearing purple ribbon for that reason this evening, and just wanted to say, we have connections within our community to a number of great efforts, including the Megan Montgomery Foundation. Their 5K was at Central Park this past Saturday. They do a lot of great grant making and education on behalf of domestic violence prevention. Also, One Place Family Justice Center is another entity that does a lot of fantastic work. The city supports their work through our budget. Also, Rebecca McWilliams is a Homewood resident who's now the director of that. Also, they partner a lot with HECA in serving survivors and supporting them. So just wanted to mention that as awareness for this month. 1 in 4 females in our community will actually experience some type of severe physical violence from their partner. It's the number of people who actually experience domestic violence is staggering. It means that we know somebody, possibly even in this room by numbers, who've experienced that directly. Talking to District Attorney Danny Carr, actually upwards of 70% of homicides in our community are committed by people who have a prior record of domestic violence. So prevention and support to those affected is really critical, and so just wanted to take the opportunity to mention that this evening for increased awareness. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Finance will be at 5. We only have a few items, so I think we can make a turnaround for the council meeting at 6. And then just want to thank the mayor, and I don't have anything further.
All right, Ms. Smith.
I do not have any referral items, so I do not need to call special issues, and I just want to say thank you to Patrick for your years of service, your dedication to this city. I know that you have always been a proud Homewoodian, and I think the community is very appreciative of, and I know we all are, of everything that you've done for the city. So thank you, and enjoy your Monday nights. I will jealously be.
Ms. Nelms.
Yes, I just want to thank Nick for his observation of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We lost a really young mom in our church to domestic violence about 2 months ago, and it was horrible. So thank you for that. And Mayor, thank you. You mentioned that we know how you feel. I want to give you a chance to just tell all of us. You want to? You want to tell us?
Go down the line.
No, thank you so much. Close to 30 years friendship, knowing you, and all of that, and being your neighbor. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ms. Andrews?
Okay, so I will go ahead and set P and D. I know we've got a few items in finance, and I think we've just got one item in P and D, and so I think we'll be fine for our 6 o'clock
I think
council
so, too.
start. So, okay, so I'll go ahead and set that. So I wanted to thank the Homewood Youth Leadership Group for coming to City Hall. Mayor McClusky and Councilor Smith and I got to meet with them, and they're just a great group of kids. My son was in the inaugural class of that, and so I love sharing that picture with him. He loves keeping up with everybody, and I'm so glad to see how much it's grown and that it's really become this annual tradition for them to come up to City Hall, so that was a lot of fun. I want to thank Edgewood Elementary for having all of us out for My Pals Day. We had a lot of fun there and had some really great kids who we got to visit with, and that was a lot of fun. The American Legion is having Thanksgiving sale for ham. So it's a prepared ham, it's a cooked ham, it's like $55. So if you guys want any information for that, I can send it out. I sent it out to my newsletter today, but orders are due November 21st. Okay, I think I've covered everything except, Patrick, we're going to miss you so much. And, all the stuff that I say to the youth leadership class, I've said it to you before, and I mean it. Like, I've learned so much from you. I appreciate your character and your ability to remain calm and your thoughtfulness and the way you think through everything and the way you address situations and challenges. And I hope I take away, I've learned so much from you, and I love you as a friend. And now I'm gonna start crying, but I get to hang out with you at tailgates on Saturday. Now I'm gonna start crying. Love you.
Uh-oh.
Woo! I knew if I talked long enough, I was gonna start crying.
Wow. When I was talking to Peter Wright about taking his position, I guess is what I was doing, he said, just tell them you love Homewood. That's all that they want to hear. I was, okay. And, I think, Patrick, you can't go do this for all these years if you don't love Homewood. Because it certainly isn't for the money. I know some people think it's for the money, but we appreciate the work you've done and everybody up here. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot more. What Peter kept telling me, it's just Monday night. Don't worry about it. It's just Monday night, John. It's no big deal. So,
you fell for it.
But anyway, we appreciate it. We're excited for your new life, and I asked him what's he going to do once he gets free from being the mayor, and he said, whatever the blank I want to do. I like that. So congrats and good luck.
All right. First, I want to also thank Edgewood for the My Pals Day. That is one of my most fun things that we do as counselors, is doing that, especially now that I don't have kids that age. That's one of my highlights of the year. And it is so much fun, actually, that as I was walking out the door to do it, Megan gave me an ugly look because she wasn't getting to go do it. So thank you to all of them for doing that. And secondly, so I've never done this job without you being here, and I've enjoyed the fact that I've never done any of these jobs up here without you. You have been. I can't express the value that you are to this city. And you doing this for 16 years, I mean, other than, the old man over here that's done it, pretty much the whole time I've lived in Homewood, 16 years is a really long time to serve this community. And the community is better off for that service that you've provided, for the leadership you've provided, for the work that you've done, for the difference in the city Look, if you go back and you look at the city 16 years ago and you look at it now, you'd barely recognize it. And you were a big part of all of that, both on city council and as mayor. And so we will never be able to thank you enough for everything that you've done. I wouldn't have wanted to do this with anybody else in this position. So thank you very much. And you know, in about a year, you're going to have to tell me what restaurants are open on Monday nights and what's on TV, so that, because I don't remember. So anyway, we hope you very much enjoy your retirement. It is well deserved. We will miss you dearly, but we are very happy for you. So with that, I will go ahead and, I don't know that we ever said this. The committee meetings are on November 4th, and we're having council meeting after that because of all the holidays in November. So November 4th will be both, and then November 18th will be both because we have Veterans Day following on a Monday this year. So yeah.
If you'll indulge me, just,
I will.
I just want to thank you for running some incredible meetings and your leadership on the council.
Well,
I really appreciate
y'all are very kind, and I have been honored to serve in this position, and I will be honored and humbled to finish out Patrick's term. And I know that I am leaving this position in very good hands and very experienced hands. And I look forward to continuing to work with all of y'all and having an exciting year as we finish out this term. So.
So you sat here, you sat there, and then.
That's the day he's waiting.
Right, we just keep moving around. All right, so with that, I will go ahead and adjourn this meeting, and we'll see everyone on the 4th.